Hi, I'm Ralphy, and today we're on Main Street here in South Amboy. You may ask why? Because this is what DRT is. We're gonna go inside the shop and I'm gonna show you around. Come on. So this is the main space when you first come in. Right now I got a mess over here. Right here to my left, I got my office. This is where people come and pay the bill. This is the good part. It's the part I enjoy. And some other magazines I've been in, of course, my Pride and Joy, the Vibe magazine article, and an article that Turbo did about me back in 2006. I'm very proud of those two. So those are the two that stand behind me all the time. Well, that's about it for this area. And then I'm going to let you guys in, but you're not supposed to come in here, you see? You got to stay out here, but we'll bring you in for today. Come on. This space, 1,500 square feet. The office is taking about 300 square feet out of it. So about 1,200 here. And then I got a second floor where I do wiring and all the stuff. I do it up in the second floor where nobody bothers me. So when I wanted to move from New York, I looked at it like, yeah, I'll get the big garage. That meant I'm gonna have 5, 6 workers. It's just so much. And in the industry that I'm in, it's very specialized. It's hard to get that many people to work and get the job done right. So I'm like, no. And I decided to actually do what I'm doing now. I decided to stay by myself. And I'm having a better life now, having more time, and I'm actually still doing what I like. So I actually decided to downgrade after I thought that the big shop was what I wanted. In reality, no, I didn't want that. Here, I got my toolbox. It's the one that produces me the money, so. This is my toolbox. This is where I keep everything. This is actually my third toolbox. I started with a very small one, went to a medium one, then the medium one turned into 2 floors, top and bottom. And I used to hate the top and bottom because it was very high. So I used to hate it. And then this toolbox came along that took everything, and it's 1 floor. And then this was a good idea to get, like the stainless steel top. And now I know it's not a good idea to get because it's always like this, full of stuff. So, this over here is a table that I either work little things or I got the welder there. I weld things around this area. This here is a welder, and I had this for 20 years, all in faithful. And it's something that when I started to learn how to weld, I'm like, yeah, the machine's no good. That's why I can't weld, because I'm doing everything the way it's supposed to when I'm not. And I had a friend of mine come over and he's like, took the machine, he set it up, because the machine is about the setup. If you don't have the right setup, it's not gonna weld properly, of course. And he came in, he goes, nope, the machine's perfect. So I'm like, okay, I got a lot to learn. And it took me a while. To learn, but you know, like everything, practice make perfect. We got the golf cart to push Cochabamba, but that's been sitting here for a while. I got to put it back in the trailer. We send it out to paint and to redo the seats, and it's been here all winter, so that's got to get out of here. It's got to go in the trailer. It's taking a lot of room over here. I got a machine here, a milling machine. Sometimes we have to grind down parts, drill holes, make little things. We can make our own things here. I'm not too good at it, but I manage my way around it. Somehow. And when I have something that's really, really precise, then I let a pro handle it. I actually bought it from a guy. I bought this one, and I bought this one over here from a guy that was like 2 blocks away from me. He actually signed it. He signed it because this guy, he used to love Carlito's Way. And Benny Blanco was from Carlito's Way, and this guy used to drive us nuts and always used to call me. He knew the movie by heart. He would come in the shop acting it all out. Even the mailman said, "Oh, not you guys," because we used to do it to the mailman. He goes, "Not you guys too." So, and you know, they sat for like 2 years in his place. I bought the machine and we couldn't get them out. So I'm like, "Don't worry, I'll pay for them because I wanted them. I wanted this machine." These are very old machines, but they're very good and people want them. This is a dual Metal Master. So a dual is a very old bandsaw. The thing is, they don't make bandsaw like they used to. It's from the 60s. And it's crazy how much they hold their value. Like, I can probably get $3,500 for this thing nowadays. And looking, you know, the condition that it's in, and it's still working. Everything's still working, nothing breaks. Not like the new stuff that you buy and then 2 months later you gotta replace half the machine. So it's a good machine. And I had it for almost 15 years. Yeah, I had these two machines for almost 15 years. This is the famous table that's always followed me from the old shop. I do all my grinding, all my fabrication here. So all the hard work, all the hammering, everything goes on in here. So a small lathe does about the same thing as the other machine. This thing just, we make little parts here and there, stuff that's round. As you can see all the metal shavings there from stuff that we cut. You know, we try to keep almost everything in-house as much as we can, because sending something out takes more time to get the project done. And over the years, you know, I learned to use all these things. Now I just hope I can show somebody else how to do it too. I used to have all that stuff that's over there. I used to have it on this side. The toolbox was over there. And last year we just switched over and we said, you know what? A couple of my guys that hang around here, the locals, they're in here all day. They actually said, you know what? Why don't we move everything that has to do with cutting, metal, fabricating, we move it over there, and we bring the toolbox on this side, because I'm constantly working on this lift. Always working on this lift. So why don't we bring the toolbox here? Then I agreed. We started, they left me halfway, then I had to finish it. Then they came back to help me. So it's a continuing project, always constantly moving things around and seeing what's the best spot. And then like now it's spring, and you know, in a couple of weeks, I'll take everything out and clean and then throw away what I don't need and then bring everything back in. So do it like every 2-3 years. When I first came in, this area was really big and I had everything. Now, look, the same thing that happened in the old place is happening here. I'm outgrowing it. And that's things that happen. And you know, we try to keep up and pick up and throw things out, but you get so busy that in reality, you don't have the time for that. So when you go to a place and you see that it's nice and clean and very organized, they're not doing too much work. They're cleaning, that's why. Because when you're working, you don't have time for any of that. So. So I do a lot of storage on it up here too. So these are all the pieces from the race car. When I have it apart, I bring them up here. Doors from the race car, they're made out of fiberglass, so they're up here. As you can see, I got the turbo from the race car here. And then I got my two tables here to work the electronic stuff. Like when I do wiring and stuff like this, I have it all here. I have all my wire up there. I have a 3D printer here that we do little pieces if we have to do them. We 3D print them and then see how they fit and make it work. So I call this my lab up here. So these are all ECUs. All these things are all ECUs here. This is something that resembles, it's a power source, so it resembles a battery. I can change the voltage on it, right? I can put 12 volts, 14 volts, see how it's changing when I change the... So what I use this for is to actually turn on the computers. So this is wired. I connect them and I connect them to this. I turn it on. Then I got this little box here. So this is This is a ECU tester. What this does, it simulates the engine. So if I wanted RPM, I would turn this knob and get RPM. So it's like the engine's running. Let's say I wanted to put it at 3,000 RPM. I put it here, make it 3,000. Now the computer is seeing 3,000 RPM like if the engine is running. I want to move the accelerator. This is the accelerator, the TPS. So if I wanted to go to 50%, I move this to 50%, it's showing 50%. Map sensor to show that it has boost. So what I do with this is I test the strategies on the ECU. Let's say I want to do something like launch control, and I want so many pounds of boost at launch control. So I can go to my RPM, my boost, my TPS, and see how that is working right. So all the strategies and stuff like that, I can test it. So this is like a simulator that I can test all the ECUs, see that everything's working properly. These are trophies from, I think from the Honda times. I never keep them for some reason. I don't know why. I only keep, oh yeah, I got a special trophy that I keep. I got one. Oh, that's sitting on my desk. Yes. So this little man is one of my precious trophies because it's an NHRA Wally. And when they did Sports Compact, we were able to win this, and I won this with a good friend of mine called Manny Cruz. I wasn't driving the car, but I was the crew chief at that time for him. And when we won this in Texas, and when we won the race, we were very happy and all that. And I didn't know that you can get all your crew members one, and he actually gave me this. He sent it to me, he surprised me with it and sent it over. So it's my most precious trophy, and it's on my desk, of course, I keep it. And an interesting thing is, this little man here, because this is a person. This is a person. So I happen to have a picture of him and Manny, all three of us, and I'll show you that picture now. Come on. So this picture here is a picture of me, and smiling like always. That's my friend Manny there. And this is the trophy, the little man in the trophy. This is Wally Parks. Wally Parks was the guy who started NHRA, the National Hot Rod Association. This is a very special picture because Manny's holding a jacket there. And that jacket, they used to give it to racers when they ran 200 miles an hour back in the 80s, which was a very big accomplishment. And he actually came for Wally to sign the jacket for him. And yep, people don't know, that's the story with that little Wally over there. Today I happen to be working on the MR2. We're actually changing the motor. So we got a bare block, and we're taking everything from this engine and putting it in the other one and putting it back in. And this car has to be done by tomorrow. So I'm gonna have fun right after this. So thanks for watching. That's a look into my shop, where I spend most of my time. You're gonna see a lot more of the shop when we do other videos. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time, Ralphy's Racing World.